Hello and welcome back to another unboxing video here with me, Meoni, and this time we're once again able to showcase some of the lovely items from the LootCave company. We actually did a video last year on their merchandise in the summer sometime outside. We're actually out in my garden and it was a bit breezy, but it was nice and refreshing. And now we're able to follow up with another unboxing with a box full of loot that the good folks at LootCave have provided me this time around. So whilst currently I'm not able to spend time outside dodging the April showers, which are a bit mad of late, I'm not really sure what's going on with Britain's weather this year. Nevertheless, I am here in the cozy room with my basic lighting budget. Anyway, let's first mention that all of today's products were sent to me upon my own request as a follow-up to last year's video. I'm in no way paid to make this content, and I have no direct affiliation with LootCave, just so we are aware. However, you can actually gain a sizable discount if you wish to buy anything from the LootCave store at lootcaveco.com with the coupon code in capital letters MEONI 20, so that's Meoni 20, which will get you a chunky 20% off of whatever you purchase. And they do stuff that isn't Final Fantasy related as well, so it's definitely worth taking a look. So let's open this box and see what we get this time. So the first item then is this War Pendant. They have the options on their store to buy this with a necklace or just as a cactuar like this. It is then a resin representation of a cactuar, and I'm particularly fond of their transparent green version they have listed on the store, but this gunmetal silver colour is quite fetching too. I have to apologise if this video is slightly blurry. This is all still relatively a new concept for me, and there's plenty of room for improvement, as you no doubt imagine. It's a cool little thing, and as far as collectibles go, this fella could look pretty good if you glued it onto something instead of just using it as a necklace. I'm half tempted to glue it to my computer tower for some reason. It's probably a good thing that I don't have glue at hand. I used to do that as a kid. I'm not sure if I'm the only person, but I used to glue things to other things for no particular reason, or just pile stickers on things. I was probably the nightmare of most parents. Alright then, now the next item they've given me is a pair of white mage cufflinks, these then adding more versatility to formal occasions and no doubt weddings, considering the hype about the official Final Fantasy themed wedding ceremonies in real life and even the eternal gown wedding dresses again in real life that are being made. These would actually be the perfect addition to your suit. They do cufflinks for all manner of jobs and themes, and even some non-Final Fantasy ones as well. They're quite simple and effective accessories, so not bad at all. Although, as is the nature of the white mage jobstone here, the white design can be a little difficult to make out on a white background, but that would be ultimately my only criticism, and you're not going to find that with the other jobs. Okay, so necklaces. We actually have been given some to look at, and the best thing about LootCave's necklace options is that usually you have the ability to choose what sort of chain the pendant itself is attached to. So if you're allergic to or react badly to copper, for example, there are other options available. I know Rose, my girlfriend, has this problem herself, so it's always nice to have variations. The white mage necklace looks really good, and I like the idea of having jobstone necklaces in general. Perhaps you want to display a jobstone whilst you're cosplaying, but you don't have a free hand. Well, a necklace is certainly a good option, and I wonder if by any chance you can tell that I told them in the email that I play white mage. So this is great, and I'll no doubt wear this to future real-life events, so thank you kindly for that. Continuing the necklace theme, you could say, chaining the scenes together, we also got sent the latest in hype, that is the Blue Mage necklaces. Specifically, this is the Blue Mage Dalamud design pendant, and you have the Dalamud meteor there in dark grey resin and the blue square jobstone in the centre. The blue they've used is really quite a wonderful colour when the light hits it, the transparency here obviously working to that advantage. They do a full selection of job designs in this style with the Dalamud backing, so I can just imagine the rest look equally as nice. I suppose using the same chain pun segue wouldn't really work twice, so let's instead look to the stars, as this is the Astral OG Pendant, a sparkly one. So much so, the cameras are having a great old time trying to keep this one in focus. This demonstrates then one of the other options that LootCave like to have on select items on their store, a glittery resin option. And the way these catch the light, as you imagine, is brilliant in every sense of the word. I quite like sparkly things. This one is quite sparkly, as you can tell, and you can of course go for non-sparkly, but I think you need at least one sparkly thing in your life. It's kind of like an unwritten rule. If you play Astral OG, this one is very pretty. Again, the only small critical remark I have for this is the ability to actually see the icon symbol, and it can be quite difficult with a similar colour as the base resin, especially in a sparkly version, but it still looks really great. And next up, the final necklace to look at is actually my favourite, and this is the Blue Mage Jobstone necklace. I specifically asked for a few Blue Mage items as this is their new series of products, and I was hoping this might be one of the items in particular, and it does not disappoint at all in person. Looking sharp there on the camera with its straight lines, I love the opacity on this item. It lets just the right amount of light through and makes it glow wonderfully. This is also definitely the best chain option, the silver chain, in my opinion, with the silver really bringing the vibrance of that resin to life. It's just excellent. Although my girlfriend Rose did point out that when she wore this, and if you are a girl, be mindful of the edges on this, as it can actually dig into your chest a little as you walk. So other than that, this is my favourite item out of the box so far. This is a great example of some of their best work. Jewellery is certainly a main aspect of LootCave's product designs, and rings are without question going to be quite a requested piece of costume jewellery for those of you who are cosplaying. This first one is the emerald coloured transparent summoner ring. I am pretty much an idiot and asked for the wrong ring sizes, but that's on me. However, this is an example of the many different coloured and styled rings that LootCave make. As far as textures go, you would think the bumpy nature of this ring might be a little uncomfortable, but it's quite a smooth surface, so I can't really see it hurting your finger after long durations of wear. It's a great little item to accessorise, especially if you're going to FanFest events and the like. Next is the Dalamud ring designs. This one in particular is a red mage job icon set into this Dalamud backing, the ring itself holding the detail of the actual meteor symbol on the sides and carved detail around it. I wasn't as much of a fan of this design as, say, the summoner ring, mostly as it's much more of a bulky design, but that's a very personal preference. The ring itself is pretty smooth, again no real issues with jagged edges or the like, and if this design is more your cup of tea, then that's another option on the table. The variety of styles they have for the same theme is quite extensive. And the final ring they've given me to show you is the one to rule them all. No, it's the white mage carved silver coloured resin ring. This is quite a nice item because of how simple it looks. It's not a complicated or flashy array of colours or transparency, but looks more worn, and a simple carve of the actual job symbol stands out quite nicely. The grey is shaded with this dark coloration to give it a sort of depth, and also to show wear. This is the sort of thing that would look great as an accessory for a budding cosplay artist, and I can't really fault it. It's comfortable feeling and not as bulky as some of the other options, offering a more subtle way to show your appreciation for the game. Okay, so we're actually on the last Final Fantasy themed item of the day, and this easily overtakes the Blue Mage necklace for being my favourite out of the box. This is actually a full-size Blue Mage Jobstone, so I too can run around learning amazing powerful abilities that I can only use in limited ways. A great recent side note is that you can actually do the Final Fantasy 15 crossover with a Blue Mage and completely cheese it, which is quite interesting, but that's going off topic just a little bit. But yes, this is an awesome item. These are the sort of thing I would love to actually collect, so if you were looking for a prop jobstone for Blue Mage cosplay, you could do a lot worse than this, and let's face it, it's as close as you're going to get. Some of these items you can buy are glow in the dark as well, which is a really cool option to go for, and they offer full-size jobstones for all of the jobs current, and no doubt they'll update with Dancer and Gunbreaker when those are revealed. It's a very nice item, not too light, has some weight to it, but not enough to destroy your pocket. And finally, we have the last two items to look at for the video, and the point to make here is that LootCave are not just makers of Final Fantasy themed items, and that they offer a plethora of different creations based on other intellectual properties, including, as you see here, Hearthstone themed cufflinks. And I'm not a massive fan of Hearthstone, but these do look great. They're, pretty much Hearthstones. I could see these at a wedding for sure. And additionally, they also sent me this pin for Yu-Gi-Oh! This is the Pyramid of Light, or so I'm told, themed item. And they offer pin badges in the store for pretty much everything, including, of course, all of the Jobstones from Final Fantasy XIV, some Hearthstone ones, Overwatch, and they follow that throughout the store. They're always seemingly adding new items and growing with this sort of range of things they make, which is always exciting to see. And that pretty much wraps up this unboxing video. There are a great number of items that I would definitely purchase for myself, especially the full-size Jobstones, and now you can too, with 20% off if you use the phrase Meoni20 in capital letters at the checkout. So all that remains is to thank lootcaveco.com for their generosity once again, and to say that if you like this kind of additional video to the usual coverage I do, feel free to throw me a like and let me know what your favourite item was in the comments below. Thank you all kindly for watching, and I'll see you all next time.